Hi, welcome to Breastfeeding Buddies. My name is Heidi, and today we're going to be talking about different positions that you can use with your baby when you're breastfeeding. Now don't worry about trying to find the perfect position. There's really no right or wrong with positioning. The idea is to find the position that's going to work the best for you, and that's going to be whatever feels best for you and your baby. Finding that position does take some practice, and so today we're going to go through some of the classic breastfeeding holds that you can practice at home. One of the most important things when you start is to be comfortable. You want to find a comfortable chair, a couch, maybe something that has armrests that are at the right angle or height, or grab some pillows. You can use pillows to support either the baby or yourself with breastfeeding. And you definitely don't need to buy any special pillows when you're breastfeeding. Anything you have around the house will do. Some moms also find that if they elevate their feet just a little bit, that can be more comfortable. And you can try that at home using a footstool, maybe a coffee table, or even just piling up books to the right height and putting your feet on that. You also want to remember whatever position that you're using is that you always want to bring the baby to the breast rather than the breast to the baby. For instance, if I have my baby sitting down on my lap, I'm going to have to lean forward in order for her to breastfeed. And you can see if you sit in this position very long, you're probably going to have a little bit of back pain, a little bit of neck pain. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable and then you bring the baby to you for feeding. The other thing you want to make sure is that you have your baby well supported. If the baby feels safe and secure, then they're going to breastfeed a little bit more effectively and more happily for sure. So let's start with kind of the classic breastfeeding hold. It's called the Cradle Hold, and that's where you hold your baby across the front like this with the head in the crook of the arm, and you're holding the baby's bottom with your hand. You want the baby to be totally on their side, so their head, neck, back, knees are all facing you. You may hear some people refer to it as tummy to tummy. This is a great hold for a full-term baby that delivered vaginally. But some say that this position makes it a little bit more difficult to bring the baby to the breast since you're working with your elbow. And so there's another position called the Cross Cradle, which is where the baby's in the exact same alignment, but you have the head in the hand and the bottom in the crook of your arm. So this is a good position for a baby that is a little bit smaller or maybe having difficulty latching to the breast, because you have a little bit more control with guiding them to the breast. There's also a hold called the football hold or the clutch hold, which is exactly like it sounds, and that's where you hold the baby off to the side like a football, so their legs are kind of tucked up behind you. And again, the head is in the hand. This is a great position for moms who have had a C-section because it might be a little bit sore across the middle to have the baby sitting on the stomach. It's also a nice position for moms that have a little bit larger breasts because you can pull the baby out and you still have good control with getting them to the breast. The other time that this is a great hold is if you have twins, because then you can breastfeed both at the same time. There's also a side lying position, and this is where the mom and baby are facing each other but laying down. In this position, it might be good in order to keep the baby on their back. You can use roll up a blanket or a towel and just place that right behind the baby, and that keeps them from rolling over so that you stay in that kind of tummy to tummy position. This is a great one to use if mom is recovering from a C-section or maybe a difficult delivery where sitting up is kind of uncomfortable, or of course it's a great one to use at night or during the day if you're laying in bed to breastfeed. There's also a hold called laid back breastfeeding, and this is where mom leans back. You don't want to be flat, but you just want to be comfortably leaning back, and then you place the baby on your stomach. And what's nice about this is it's very relaxing for mom because gravity holds the baby in place. And you want the whole front of the baby touching the whole front of you. It doesn't matter if the baby's off to the sides or in the middle, just as long as the whole front is touching your whole front. Having the baby in that position with front touching front actually makes them feel very secure, and it also stimulates their feeding reflex just naturally. So a lot of times when babies are in this position, you'll find that they are bobbing around a little bit looking for that breast, getting ready to breastfeed. Some moms that have small breasts prefer the laid back breastfeeding, but it's a nice one to try with your baby because it's very, very relaxing. So every position that you use puts gentle pressure on a different area of your breast. So if you vary your position, so maybe you use the cross cradle hold, then you move to the clutch hold, then you're moving that pressure around to different areas of the breast and you're less likely to get soreness. So it's good to vary up your routine. So I hope that you'll practice these positions at home and find out what works best for you. And again, always remember there's no perfect way to hold your baby. Whatever feels the best for you and your baby is the right position. So I hope that you'll join us again next week on Breastfeeding Buddies, same time, same place, next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Thanks for joining.